Topics podcast. Y'all got a superstar guest with me today.
So silly.
Introduce yourself to the people.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Sofree, wisdom, singer, songwriter, voiceover, actress. Yeah.
And the voice of DJ RNB drops, y'all. Most important. So we're gonna get to know up close and personal. Get some juicy shit. We might even get her to sing something for us.
Hey, who knows?
But before we do any of that, though, let's take the shot. Woo!
Yes,
Fireball, I like that.
Got the gallon.
Yeah, gotta get the gallon. I went to ABC store, I need the big fireball. We gotta keep that at. I could good. You can pick it up. Let me know we on a podcast.
Hey, I'm on a podcast right now, best friend. I gotta call you back. Okay, all right, bye. All right, my off now.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Ew.
Hey, so how long you been doing like music?
So I started making my own music as Sofree Wisdom in 2010.
Nice.
Now I've been singing my whole life, and I started writing poetry and songs when I was like 8.
Wow.
But it wasn't until 2010 I got out of a crazy relationship, got all my own stuff. Can I curse on this?
Yeah, you curse.
I got all my own shit.
Fuck shit, bitch.
And so then I finally, because the person I was with before me actually got offered a record deal years ago when I was with someone else, but I let her talk me out of it. So as soon as I got out of that, I was like, you know what? I can do what I want. I got all this music in my heart. So 2010 was really when Sofree was born.
Nice. So that's like 10 years? Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10 years?
10 years.
So now you got like a lot of different like hats you wear.
Yeah,
like,
I do the singing and the songwriting. I do voiceover.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all that don't know, I am Grandma Shark.
Hey.
But yeah, I do DJ drops. I act.
Nice.
I do a lot. I can edit. I can direct. I can vocal coach. I do a lot of things, but my focus is music, voiceover.
She does everything, yeah. Everything. You was the lead role, female role in the Lion King movie.
Yes,
Train, right?
yes, Herb Train. I was leading role for that. I also had a role in a movie directed by Michael Bluey called Alien Savior. That's coming out later this year, I think. It's a sci-fi movie. That shit was crazy.
Hey.
But yeah, that was my first leading role with Kyan.
That's pretty dope. Like, yeah. So in terms of like, I know you say you've been singing your whole life, been doing this stuff. When did you start? Okay, oh shit, I might be able to do something serious with this. Was that 2010? Or?
Yeah, it was 2010. So I used to do YouTube covers. I would sing like from my bathroom or from my living room.
Nice.
It was just me and my oldest daughter. I had a full-time job. It was literally, I would wake up, go to work, take her to daycare, come home, eat dinner with her, read, and then I would sing all night. Like literally, I would sing all night. So I put a cover of me doing Alicia Keys' Unthinkable.
Hey, you like that?
And for some reason, I blew up, and people started hitting me up. And shout out to Mike Christmas. We don't talk anymore, but he did give me my first shot. He was doing something that used to be called the Velvet Lounge. It's off of Hodge Street. It's been a million clubs since then.
Yeah, I heard.
And he was like, yo, you should perform. So after I performed that, and it was funny because I was nobody, but when I got there had been people that saw me from YouTube, and they were like, oh, I saw you on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm famous. So after that, and you know, the support I got from performing and everything, I was like, all right, I want to make my own shit now. I really want to do this. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. So Alicia Keys' Unthinkable, that pretty much set it all?
Yes, that did. That covered, and it's still on YouTube.
Sing that with me.
But yeah, it
like this.
That's what set it off for me. And I actually
sing some of that with us.
I was wondering, maybe, could I make you my baby? Can we do the unthinkable? Would it make us look crazy? So yeah, I did that.
Hey,
I actually recorded that with Rich. That was one of the first few songs we recorded together. Nice. So I was in the studio like singing like, ready, like catch your head. So.
Who is Rich? Let the people know.
Oh, Trackstar Rich is my husband. He is a producer, engineer, beat maker. He's real dope. And we have a studio, so hit us up.
So when y'all first started like working, you guys wasn't together?
Well, so he was on this label that's not a label anymore. And the CEO had been trying to get me on the label for months. And I was like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
And so I had seen him online. Him and his cousin were like the main producers for the label. So I had seen him and I had looked at his pictures and I was like, man, this nigga look corny. Like, I was like, he used to take these corny ass pictures. And I told him he knows this. So I had already like been like, whatever. Plus the CEO was like, nobody on the label can date. Like, this is business. And I was like, all right, I ain't looking at nobody anyway. But then I went to a studio session one night and he was there. And I saw him in person. And I asked one other girl, I was like, who's that nigga? She was like, that's Rich. That's Trackstar Rich. I was like, nah. Trackstar Rich is a corny nigga on the internet. Like, that's not and then our interaction really wasn't that great. He was in a bad mood. He was having, like, some issues with his laptop. So I was like, hi, I'm Sofree. He was like, do you have a Mac or a PC? I was like, and at that time, I didn't know the difference. I didn't know anything about Apple Pro. I was like, I have a laptop. He was like, no. Do you have a Mac? Or do you have? I was like, get this nigga out the studio. So I actually kicked him out the studio because I was like, ew, who's this nigga? Why he got attitude? But then I was recording because I like to record with the lights off, and so the lights were dim, and I was recording, and I saw the light and like the door open, and he snuck in and he smiled at me, and I was like, oh shit. And 9 years later, here we are.
You hear that, ladies? You want to find your true love, kick him out the studio. That's how it starts.
That's how you do. And the funny thing is, too, is like things started to go south with the label. So I left. So the CEO, I'm not going to name him because he's a fuck boy, but he was telling everybody, like, oh, she's psycho. Nobody can talk to her. And for a little bit, Trackstar listened to him. He didn't talk to me for like a week or so. And I was like, oh, this nigga. So after, I don't even know how we connected again, but I ended up convincing him to leave the label, too.
Nice.
So as soon as he left, I was like, let's get it. You want a Sofree sandwich?
Hey.
Here we are. That's for real my pickup line. I asked him if he wanted a Sofree sandwich.
But you just calling him corny.
Right. Right. Hey, it worked though. Shit.
That's lit. So how did you guys start doing like the voiceover?
So I've been doing like voices and stuff like that for years. And so the first time I actually did voiceover was on one of my songs. One of my first songs is called Hustle's Girl. I released that in like 2011, and there's a part in there where there's a British reporter. And so that was the first time I did it. And then when I released that, people would be like, who's that lady? And I'm like, me. And then really just utilizing like Snapchat filters and just all the voices that I had inside me, I just started posting them online. Like, and literally Chris Bodall from Overtone Music, he hit me up. It's funny because he hates my Snapchat videos and stuff, but he hit me up and was like, hey, I know that, you do voices and stuff, and the lady that does Grandma Shark, she can't do it anymore, and they need Mommy Shark too. Can you send an audition in like 5 minutes? I was like, hell yeah, I can. So I ran upstairs, I sent my audition, they hired me, they agreed to my high-ass terms of payment, and that's how I got into the Pink Fong stuff.
That's dope as fuck.
And then before that, it was like, I had people that come to me that want me to be like on their albums, doing different accents and doing skits and stuff. So I've always been doing like my own thing. Grandma Shark was like my biggest role.
Yeah, that's huge. Like, when I told my stepkids, oh, I know Grandma Shark, they're like, no, you don't. I'm like,
first of all, it's so cute that you have stepkids. Aww. But yeah, a lot of my friends.
Like, Tuyo was here right now, and he Grandma Shark voice, he would lose his shit. I'm telling you.
I love that. I love. It's been Grandma Shark has been one of the most rewarding roles I can say. When I tell people that, or if it comes up, because a lot of times I don't come out and say it, but I'll be around people like, that's Grandma Shark, and the reactions are just great. It's been great.
I know I had a thing saying they were going to have an animated series. Are you going to be involved in that?
I'm not going to be involved in that. So the way Pink Fong does, they have different campaigns. Yeah. So one campaign will have me as Grandma Shark, me as Mommy Shark, this guy in this country or this guy in this state, and then once they're done, they move on. Like right now, there's a totally different Baby Shark. There's a totally, I don't even know who Grandma Shark shit is now. Yeah. So that's just how it works.
Pink Fong, get that shit together.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the best.
Grandma Sofree. You can't kick Grandma Shark off. You gotta have. This is Grandma Shark. I don't want to hear nobody.
Everybody else is do.
The doo-doos are off. Like, come on.
Come on.
That was pretty fierce. Fuck. That's fuck. That's pretty
That
fierce.
one shot. Is it time for the next one?
Just about shit. This actually is a good segue to the next segment. But before we do get there, get to the next shot, do want to shout out one of our sponsors, Culture Vibes Concert Series. Each and every Monday night at Skewers Bar and Grill, hosted by Prince Divine and yours truly. You an indie artist, you want to do your own shows, hit us up in the inbox on Facebook, IG, at the DJ RNB, at Prince Divine the Artist. We are going to ask for a video of your past performances, though, so no bullshit. You got to be on your shit. So, holla at us. Be right back. Peace. We are back, y'all. Shop Topics Podcast. It is your boy DJ RNB. Join here with Grandma Shark herself, Sofree Wisdom.
Meow.
Hey. She actually does all my DJ drops. Like, it's a lot of different voices. I be playing it like, where do you get a Caribbean drop from? I'm like, oh, that's so free. I got a country drop from her. I got a hood Latino chick drop from her. So I even got a guy drop from her. It's all her. Before we go any further, though, let's take the shot.
Yes.
Woo. Fireball. Woo. I got a funny joke.
Okay.
So me and my show, we was in the car, right? And I had big red gum sitting there, which is cinnamon. She's like, I smell fireball. I'm like, that's called that's called cinnamon. Like,
it's funny too because when I smell stuff like that too, I'm like, that smells like fireball.
Like, it's called cinnamon for the non-alcoholics out there.
That's true healthy life right there.
Hey. So real quick, I want to segue. I know you seem pretty successful. You do a lot, but you had any moments where any dark moments you thought about just giving it all up? This is not for you. Yeah.
Actually, all the time. So I feel like 2016, 2018 were the peak of my career thus far. I'm not even gonna lie, I go through stuff outside of music and it affects me so deeply that I'm like, fuck everything else. Honest, I'm gonna keep it real. These bitches, I be fucking with these bitches. And just life in general. And the thing is too that I can say is when I first started making music, I was making it for myself. I just was making it. I didn't care about the business. I didn't know enough about it. But after years of being in it and talking to A&Rs and labels and managers, and they really can suck the emotion and the passion out of music. It just becomes about business all the time. So I've been in this slump for the past couple of years. I'm like, well, I wanted to make this song, but if I'm not going to do the business part, because every time I release a record, I got to do a radio tour, and then I got to do, appearances, and interviews, and that shit's not free. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me out here doing interviews and traveling and shit and all this stuff and placement, like that shit, you got to pay for it. So honestly, that's the biggest reason I got into real estate, so that I could fund my music career, because all the things I want to do is kind of like, I can do it and I can put it out, but if I'm not paying for people to hear it, I'm like, what's the fucking point if 100 people hear it? That's 100 fans. I'm appreciative. But the music that I make, the work that I create is like, I need everybody.
Everybody,
And it paid. You gotta pay to do that shit. People think it's like about talent and whatever, but no, it's about who you want to pay and how much you want to pay to be seen. And so there are a lot of times where I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna be a realtor and just live my life and just be regular, but
which is nothing wrong with for the regular people watching.
For all the regular people,
we're not dissing 9 to 5s on this show.
Right? You know what I'm saying? My nigga got a 9 to 5 on top of his stuff. I would never diss 9 to 5, but for me personally, I believe that I'm made for more. I feel like God gave me so many talents, and I need to share them with the world. So I'm trying to get my shit together so that I can afford to do what I actually want to do. Because I see a lot of people, including myself, that just go hard and put their all into stuff, but then you don't have the budget to be seen, and it just kind of discourages you. But I can say here lately, and I want to definitely shout out Davon, because Davon has got me. He sends me a lot of his music. He's actually the only feature on my album, and really he has sparked a lot of creativity and
Nice.
within the last year. So I don't know if he knows that, but Davon, I got to shout
Davon
out for
is really
that.
dope.
You really have sparked me and got me wanting to make music again. So I'm getting back into it. A lot of it is me just being insecure and making excuses for myself, but I'm working through those things. I'm trying to get out because I still got a whole bomb ass album that everybody needs to hear. So long story short, there's times when I want to give up, but there's always somebody to remind me that it's not about me. So
that's dope. So talking about the albums, best things in life are Sofree.
The best things in life are Sofree. Now, here's my thing. I've been releasing this album for years, and it's like
it's kind of like after the detox,
right? Like I have no excuses for it. It's a very personal album. A lot of it is based on things that my husband and I went through, and things that I went through with women outside of my marriage. And so a lot of times I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I upload it to my distributor and I'm like, I'm going to do it. But I think I had to heal through a lot of those moments that a lot of those songs came from. And I had to stop being ashamed of the feelings that came with those songs. So now I'm finally mentally at a good place where I'm like, all right, now I can release it. So I'm definitely putting it out this year. I just had to get over my bullshit. Really.
I got you. Sometimes, like,
it's like a diary.
Music is personal. It's hard. Like, you're sharing your life with the whole world.
It is. And then on top of that, a lot of the things that my husband and I went through, if you don't know the context, my husband, even Rich, is like, man, people are going to hear this song and they're going to think this. And I'm like, right. So a lot of, my hesitation also came from, because my husband is an amazing guy. He's one of the dopest men I've ever met. But when people hear these songs, they're going to be like, what the fuck? And I was worried about how that looked. But it just comes with the territory. You date an artist, and if they're a true writer, my life is going to be in the music. So now that I've gotten over all of those insecurities, my husband and I are at a way better place than we were when I wrote these songs.
It's kind of like when Beyonce dropped Lemonade,
exactly.
And we was like debating on Facebook. I'm like,
we was.
I was like, it could just be entertainment. He's like,
right. And I'm like, no, some of that shit. And a lot of that too. That album really did a lot for me too, and gave me courage, because to hear those things, and we know Beyonce's an artist. She's going to cater to who she needs to cater to, but just as a woman who's been through some of the things she's singing about, is why I was like, nah, she felt that shit. But then, at the end of the day, I think after you and I were quarreling on the internet, Jay-Z came out and admitted that he cheated and doing all that shit. So I won.
I was like, damn. I was like, damn, Jay, come on.
Right.
Hell, cheats on Beyonce.
Right. Well, what's funny?
With a Becky too?
I've met a lot of people who have been on her crew, or just been around her or toured with her. Yeah. And you say things, you hear things like, oh, I would never cheat on Beyonce. But from what I've heard, Beyonce has been a machine since she was like 16 years old. She's very insecure. So I could definitely see someone cheating on Beyonce, because Beyonce puts her job above anything. So
that's how, like, I was just had a conversation the other night. Just like, why is Beyonce so awkward in interviews? And be like, because she didn't have a childhood.
No, she didn't.
Similar to like Michael Jackson, all these other prodigies. Right. From birth, they was raised, no, you're going to be a star.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
and then she's been in the game for 20 years. Now, back then, the industry was different. Now, in 2020, people want to be personal. They want to feel like they know you. They want to feel like they can touch you. And Beyonce has never had to be touchable. Yeah. So now seeing her trying to do interviews and be relevant is like, the game has changed.
It's a whole different
ballgame. You can't be a private ass artist. A lot of people are like, you tell your business. Funny thing is, I do talk about my life, but y'all really have no fucking idea what the fuck really goes on in my life. But I keep that level of transparency, because people don't just buy into my music. Like, they want to buy into the story and me, and feel like they can access me. So, you have to have that balance, and I think Beyonce is struggling with that balance right now.
It's a hard balance. Like, one of my favorite current artists is Ari Lennox. Right. When she gets drunk off wine and goes live on Instagram, it's funny as hell, but at the same time, it's dope. I feel like, oh shit, I know her. Like, and she'll add random people to a live to have conversations. Yes. Like, it's a whole different ballgame.
I do the same thing, and people fucks with that. Like people, every time I get drunk as hell and go live, like people will inbox me or text me like, "You're so dope and you're so free and you're so this," and I'm like, "Bitch, I was drunk." Like, right.
Wow. I remember one time he was live with DeAndre. Shout out DeAndre, by the way. I was like, first I turned and like, what the hell is going on?
Were we eating crab legs?
Yes. Yeah, we're definitely eating crab legs.
I love going live. That's ASMR. I love going live and eating crab legs. You know what's funny? I get the most views on my lives when I'm eating fucking crab legs.
For real?
I do. I really do.
Like, hey, shout out crab legs.
Ow. It's time for another shot.
Just Ashley is. See, Ashley is. I like her. I'm keep it up.
Ow. Look, you talk about a drink.
I had some past guys doing half shots. She asked for the next shot.
Ow.
Let me shout out another one of our sponsors. You can actually help me with this.
Okay.
Sophia the Realtor.
Ow.
Tell me about that. Tell
Sophia the Realtor. She works for Integrity Realtor, brokered by EXP Realty. She has 5-star reviews all over the internet. She's amazing. She's my bestie. So check her out at Sophia the Broker on all social media outlets. She looks like me.
Hey.
So
wow.
she's cute.
We're right back, guys. Peace. It's your boy DJ RNB at Shot Topics Podcast. Here with a special guest. She's cracking up, but introduce yourself to the people. You can get it out.
What up, y'all? It's Sofree Wisdom, singer, songwriter, voiceover actress, head bitch, realtor.
Wow. Wow. Let's take this shot.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just do a shot. Woo. Hey. So like, hold on.
Fireball got you in the throat.
Dude, got me in the throat. In the throat.
In the throat.
So like, who are some like your biggest music influences? Who's focused on music for a minute?
So number one, I would say Whitney Houston.
No.
Mariah Carey. Even though I don't really think I would fuck with her as a person, her music. I used to be called Mariah in high school because I was always singing her songs.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Beyonce. Selena. Mark Anthony.
Nice.
Wow, there's a lot. Those are my biggest though.
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Celine, I love Celine Dion. Even though I hate the Titanic song, her other songs didn't point.
One day, I don't know how old I was, but I was listening to the radio late at night, and the radio station was G105. Somebody who worked there played that Titanic song 11 times in a row, and it was the best day of my life.
Man.
I love the Titanic.
Quick story with that. So when I was in 7th grade, I was in the choir. I still got a little bit, but I was in the choir, right? And one for our spring show, they're like, yeah, so this one, choir, they do like a lot of like weird ass songs.
Yeah.
But for the spring one, they're like, we're gonna do a bunch of pop songs. It's gonna be a pop themed spring concert. I'm like, bet, what we gonna do?
They
so,
put out the fucking
someone with a hype. They put out the fucking Titanic song. I was like,
that shit in middle school.
I'm like, really? That shit.
And it was even corny.
Yeah.
It was like, here, Lord, wherever you are.
It was so like, it was so white the way they like
so
played it.
white.
Like, people, you couldn't put no soul in there, nothing.
It was the top of the Caucasoid scale of whiteness.
That's good. Yeah. So me and my peoples, we was like, we don't want to sing this shit. So we started politicking, blah 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 blah. We ended up saying "Killing Me Softly" instead. Bah!
Yes! Ow!
Bah! Like, bah!
I love it.
Somebody is like, I was in New York. It was in the hood, so it was all black people in the school. We don't want to say no goddamn Titanic.
It's crazy too because I'm thinking about it from North Carolina, but you in New York trying to say the Titanic? Oh hell no!
Bunch of hood people. We don't want to say no goddamn Titanic.
Every night in my dreams, I see you. I feel you.
Like, he saw them playing each note on the piano. I was told, this is your note. I'm like, listen, we like.
I was like, fuck that shit.
I did not do the Titanic, but I'm trying to think all the songs we did in that show.
That's funny.
I know we did Christina Aguilera.
Which one?
I Turned to You. I actually like that song.
Shit.
I actually like that song.
I sang that in the title show.
Then we did Mariah and Boyz II Men, One Sweet Day.
Oh, yes.
And then the third song was supposed to be the Titanic, but we put that in Killing Me Softly. That's kind of
Yo, you have footage of that? I want to see that.
I wish I did. Nah,
Damn.
I'm old, 7th grade. I don't know. We didn't have cameras like that back then.
I have footage from. I think my earliest performance that I had footage of was 5th grade, but it's on tapes, so I gotta take it to somebody. But
I mean, it might be. Let me go on my old school website. They might be.
They might have
it might be for something. Yeah. Shout out Phil Livingston, Magnum Academy, over in New York. By Red Room. So who's some like the artists that you would like to work with, like indie, mainstream?
So even though I've worked with him, I will work with Davon anytime. Yeah. He's so dope. You know that nigga actually has sampled. You know my Good Morning Motherfucker videos. Yeah. He sampled one of them and made a dope ass beat out of it. Davon's a low key musical genius. Listen, and I'm gonna take this time really to praise him because Davon, I'm very picky when it comes to like rap. You know what I'm saying? Davon is all around. He can sing, he can rap, he can produce, he can harmonize his mix. Like he's so. And Trackstar Rich mixed his album that's out now, Too Rowdy.
That album was dope, by the way.
Oh my God.
We listened to it in the car the other day. In my shorty, we was gonna get some chicken. So we played that in the car. Like she like, hold on, pause it. I gotta get my emotions together.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta do that. When you listen to his shit, you gotta pause it because you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like it's
like I be listening to him, you know, next to my husband, and I'm like, wait a minute, sorry, Rich, but this is a sexy song.
It's dope.
We need to get our shit together. This is my homie. Like Davon, you are. You need to be out of here. I hope that you, and you know, I've been putting him on game about marketing and everything. Like, I hope you take heed and you spin the dough, because I know you got the dough on good PR, because you need to be out of here, nigga. Like he is one of the dopest people
by far,
met.
Like indie or mainstream, like by far, like
that nigga is so dope. And I'm gonna tell everybody we've been besties since like 2000.
Yeah, don't forget about little people, Davon.
You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about me.
Yeah, we got Davon, let's work. Hit me up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get you out of here, man. Come on.
Yes, he's so dope. I told him before. I was like, you make me want to not be an artist and like manage you. Like that's how fucking much I believe in it.
Like he came to like one of my Kingdom karaoke shows. Mind you, that's a whole different crowd.
Right.
They, for the most part, don't like music they don't know. He put on the old song "Hold Up," had the whole crowd front and center, like jamming, like. And I tell people, if you can impress a karaoke crowd, you win.
Right.
Because they would just straight like give you the boom face and turn around and go buy a drink. Like
I don't even think he truly comprehends how great he is.
I don't think he knows either.
Like,
it's just crazy.
I don't think he knows, but he's so humble.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a good thing and a bad thing because like I feel like this industry, if he's not ready for it, it'll fucking rip him to shreds. Yeah. He seems like he's got a good heart.
He has a really good heart, which is kind of scary. Like
yeah,
it's scary.
It is. But he's so dope. He's so dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep giving me answers, but I know when you had your one video, you had only one. In the beginning, I think it was your daughter and most of the Flush daughter, and that was like a really dope thing. And I was like, Sofree and Mosca, why don't they have any songs together?
So that's so funny. Mosca, and you know, I've been drinking, so I'm gonna be honest. Mosca is a sensitive subject with me.
Yeah.
Mosca and I've known her since 5th grade, and you know, our friendship has been up and down. But that moment in that video was real. You know, Mosca has been, you know, on the block, freestyling and everything, and we did talk about when we were kids, like, yo, we gonna fucking do it. And, you know, even though we don't fuck with each other, you know, seeing her do everything that she said she wanted to do when we were kids, like, I love seeing that shit. And you know, even when I watch this movie, when I watch my videos, even now, I'm like, damn, like, that was a real ass moment. So, you know, most is a sensitive subject for me.
I said, you complete the fifth on anyway. Y'all gotta.
I'm just, you know, I'll always love her and have love for her. You know, our friendship couldn't survive, you know, the directions we were going, you know, but, you know, most of the Flex, I do love you, and I wish you the fucking best, so.
I flex with it. Most of the Flex. Yeah. I flex with it. Shout out most of the Flex. Hey, I mean, I'm gonna the fifth on that one, man. Trying to get in no trouble, have to sleep on the couch. So
is it time for another shot?
It ain't time but fuck. Let's do. We need a shout out to that. It ain't time, but we need a shout out to that.
Fucking heart out. What the fuck?
Woo. Who's some other people you would like to work with?
The producer Diplo.
Nice.
I would love to work with him. I would love to work with Timberland.
Mm.
I would love to work with Drake. I actually would love him to write for me, and I don't really let people write for me like that. Sequence Clark. He's the only nigga that's ever written for me. But I would love to work with. I would love to work with China Vaughn.
China Vaughn is dope. Yeah.
I would like to work with Nunn.
No.
I would like to work with Nunn in many ways.
Shout out to
Nunn.
That would be a dope collab though.
Right.
The music side.
Yes. Did I say Chris Brown already?
No.
I love Chris Brown musically. As a person, I think he's a little out there.
Yeah, he's a little off.
Musically, I would love to work with him. Who else? There's so many. What's Shorty name? She cute too. She got long braids. Davis. Her last name is Davis.
Exhale,
Exhale.
yeah.
I would like to work with her.
She put out the government name.
Alright, my bad. You know, I get used to how people are on Facebook, but yes, Exhale. I would love to work with her. I'm so sorry I forgot your name, boo. It's a lot, but those are.
We gotta make these happen. So
you know what I'm saying?
Shit, I'm actually working on a bunch of songs of mine, like DJ Khaled style. So
okay, well,
I'm about to get all y'all to see. I'm gonna make this happen. Shit, I got you.
Link us up, you know.
Yeah, I'm
and you know, a lot of that is me just being. Sometimes I get insecure because I'm a little old school.
Yeah.
And I see the new school, and I'm like, I don't know if I can vibe with them. Hell yeah. And then I'm gonna be after this, I'm gonna be chilling with y'all for a little bit.
Nice, like you good.
With your girlfriend.
You good. Peace. It is your boy DJ RNB. Got Shot Topics Podcast. Joining with Sofree Wisdom. She acting a fool, yeah.
You keep starting when I'm over here fucking reacting to some shit during the break.
I don't know what happened during the break. Sofree, I heard you dropped up a new song for the people.
Yes. Oh my god. This song is called Doing Me. It's on my album and it's dope. This is actually one of the songs that Sequence, actually the only song that Sequence Clark wrote for me.
Right.
And he said that he studied my Facebook page for 2 years and wrote that song.
That's kind of creepy.
It is. You know it is. But at the same time, when I heard that song, I was like, wow, I post too much because this nigga got me down.
But I tried Sofree Wisdom Doing Me. Before we do though.
I'm like reaching for it.
And she can't wait. Let's take this shot.
Okay.
Woo! Sofree Wisdom Doing Me.
Everything I did, I went and did on my own. Everything I got, I went and got on my own. I made some mistakes along the way, but who don't? I'ma always stay strong. You gon' always run into some hate.
Sequence with that.
He wrote that and produced it.
That song go hard.
The tracks are rich. He mixed it.
Yeah, that song go hard.
Thank you.
Sofree, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. I know you kind of lit.
I'm not kind of lit. I'm all of it.
I'm lit too. I kind of poured an extra shot. You don't have to take it now.
First of all, you don't know me.
This is a record, Shot Topics record, guys. 6 shots. Woo!
I've been drinking since I was 11. That's kind of sad.
Dang.
But I can drink now.
Shit, I see. Dang. I'm gonna drink
I
again.
grew up in a Hispanic family. You start drinking when
Say
you're
no
fucking
more.
young as hell.
Say no more. Turn 5? Here.
Here's a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, Sofree.
Thanks for having me.
Shot Topics Podcast, shot DJ RNB.